How would you vet a good barber?
You can't have an ego if you in a service industry. Nobody cares how great you cut. Like, nobody cares how good you are. What are you providing that the next person, the next barber is not providing?
We're human. We all have the same organs and we still gotta take care of ourselves. Do you personally feel like barbershop is becoming more feminine?
I offer all the services, man. Some barbers feel like, hey, you want something done to your face, go to an esthetician.
What are some things that you went through that you know that was related to, this is something that I've struggled with and I could persevere?
Just watching my mom work those 3 jobs was enough for me to see that, hey, I know I didn't want to be in that situation.
Can you break down like how you kind of got into the barbershop industry? I mean, I'm guessing.
I learned a lot from being an agent, and I was able to transition that over to being an investor, and that's how I was able to get more.
What's going on, family? Welcome to the Black Rockefellers podcast, where we teach everybody about how to build a family business, how to build family banking strategies, and how we can take you all to the next level. Okay, so I got an amazing guest, just like anyone else. An amazing person that can really take you and your family to the next level. And y'all know me. I like the person to kind of introduce themselves, because there's really no way that I can introduce them better than they can introduce themselves. So can you bring yourself real quick? Can you tell the people what you do, how you serve them?
All right, cool, man. I appreciate you for having me on the podcast. My name is Morris Smith, but everybody call me Mo.
I know. All right.
Yeah, that's how they know me out here. But I've been moving and grooving for a while, man. I own a barbershop in Atlanta. I've been in the barbershop business for about 24 years.
That's dope.
I've owned like 4 different barbershops, between all of my years. Mm-hmm. And I'm also a real estate investor. They're invest in real estate. I have 9 properties. I do buy and hold. I fix and flip. So I'm kind of all over the place. But
you want to do it big over there?
Okay. I don't know about doing it big, but I'm doing all right.
So I like the answer. I want to kind of dive into it because I don't think we've ever had someone on the podcast that owned a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't really talk about, how to own brick and mortars. Like everybody talks about the digital space, doing things online, but kind of building something that's brick and mortar outside of real estate is not really something that's popular opinion in our culture. You know what I'm saying? So can you break down like how you kind of got into the barbershop industry? I mean, I'm guessing it came from cutting hair.
Oh yeah.
Like what motivated you to be like, you know what, I need to own my own barbershop at this point?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I graduated in 2005 from college. So at that time, the job market wasn't the best.
Right.
So I used to, I majored in business. So I used to I remember going into the classroom, playing around, joking like, yeah, I'm just gonna cut hair for the rest of my life. And, a lot of my classmates used to just laugh at me because it was funny, but, that's what ended up happening. Mm-hmm. I ended up, opening up a barbershop right out of college.
Right.
And it was really like the best thing that ever happened to me, opening that barbershop. And it's so crazy because when I was in college, there was a building not too far from the campus. And I always said to myself, I said, if this building is here, by the time I graduate from college, I said, I'm gonna put my barbershop right there.
That's dope. Like what? But like most people, they just go into a barbershop, start cutting hair, then usually get into the owning of the space. But your mindset was like, I'm just gonna own outright. Is that what you're saying?
No. So I actually leased the building. I didn't own it outright. I wasn't interested in owning the building outright. I was more interested and just, leasing a space. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did.
Got you. So leasing the space and then having other barbers kind of come in and do their own thing. So like, I'm curious, how much does it cost for a barber to kind of be in the space? I know it depends on the variable, so you can only kind of speak for yourself, but like, how much do people kind of pay you as the owner if they're, having their own barbers, be their own barbers? So
I currently rent out my spaces right now for $230 a week. But that number fluctuates too because I charge extra if they work on Sundays,
right?
Certain situations like that. So it just depends on how many barbers you have. If you have any, 10 is a good number. You can get about 10 barbers, solid, that's paying you a week in and a week out.
10, $230, that's $2,300 a week.
Yeah.
That's a little over $9,000 a month.
Yeah.
I might need to open a barbershop. You feel what I'm saying? I might need to open one just because, also it's for the culture. Barbershops is a huge thing in our culture for real. Yeah. I feel like it's not like what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you used to go to the barbershop for great conversation. Nowadays you go in there for social media hype.
Yeah.
We only in and out.
Everybody done heard now.
Yeah.
So no one wants to sit in the barbershop and wait or, entertain those type of conversations because everybody got something to do.
Facts. Right.
Yeah, that's true. So, when they came up with the appointments and things of that nature, everybody like book their appointments. Hey, I got an appointment at 10:30, 11:15, I'm out. So yeah, the game changed with appointments.
For sure.
Yeah.
How much do you think on average a barber can make in a year nowadays?
6 figures easy.
6 figures easy? Yeah. How much would they need to charge per cut in order to do that? How many days do you need to work?
I couldn't tell you what they do. I could tell you what
well, only from your experience.
Yeah, from my experience. So I charge anywhere from 50 plus a head. I have a $50 cut to $125 package. Mm-hmm. So, you can make 6 figures easy.
Working 7 days a week or bare minimum 5?
I work 3 days a week, but you can see, I learned how to manage my time.
That's crazy. So because you know how to manage your time, you can make 6 figures just by working 3 days a week.
Absolutely. But see, I can cut, here's the thing though, I can cut 20 to 23 heads. It's all day.
Yeah, efficiency at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, time.
I literally just I went to my barber like literally a week ago, and I was like, yo, bro, like I see these barbers online. I'm like, they making like, I don't know. You heard of Sly Hunt Show?
No.
Okay, so he's super huge on Instagram now. He's like the new big thing when it comes to barbers.
Okay.
And like he does a lot. He'll put the shaving cream on. He'll do, of course, the hold-in spray. Of course, his hold-in spray is a natural, is like staple now. But like he'll also do the pencil. He'll also do the face routine. You get what I'm saying? Like he'll do a lot, and he'll charge like $165 for it. And I asked my barber, I was like, yo, why don't you do anything like that? I would pay good money so I don't have to go across state to get a face or whatever. Yeah, right. And so like, do you think that barbers charge like $125 for that type of service, or is it more like I'm just gonna add enhancements?
Well, I mean,
your experience, of course.
Yeah, well, of course, like those type of services are upcharging.
Yeah, no,
that's a way for you to upcharge your business and make more money. I don't see why they wouldn't offer it,
right?
Because you can make more money that way. And then sometimes some guys feel like the business is being feminized, but you get what I mean. So like,
I can see that. I can see that.
But for me, I'm here for change. So
for sure,
it's all about being innovative and taking it to the next level. I feel like if you want to charge a certain amount, then you got to do certain things to get to that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And this is what I don't like about the industry, quote unquote, being feminized, right? Men, I don't want to speak for all men. I'm only going to speak for myself. But I do believe in regards to myself, men's grooming wasn't a huge thing to be discussed in the household. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, and I want to generalize it, but like even back in the day, it was like masculine. You only have to do masculine things, but knowing that facials are still important to you because it's your skin.
Right.
That's not feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take care of your skin.
Absolutely.
Like mani-pedi, you got to be able to do that and take care of your nails. Like, it's not like a feminine thing. That's why I feel like when it comes to the feminine, like they're feminizing the industry, because that's not the first time I've heard that before in the barbershop space. Like that's something that is we're human. We all have the same organs. So we still got to take care of ourselves. Do you feel that it's do you personally feel like barbershop is becoming more feminine, or do you feel like?
No, I don't. I offer all the services, man. Some barbers feel like, hey, you want something done to your face, go to an esthetician. You know what I mean? So that's why they probably feel like that. But for me, I don't feel like that, man. I offer all those services. I offer massages, face massages. I also offer mini facials. I do the hair units. So I'm open to it all, man. So I know some people are not.
I believe in convenience. I pay for convenience. To say personally, I don't like having to to get my facial right now. I'd have to go all the way to, I think it was like up north, Sandy Springs, Doraville, somewhere in that area. I can't remember where exactly I went to go get a facial recently. But it's a long drive. In Atlanta, there's traffic. So it ain't just a regular drive. Like if you're in Carolinas or something, it's a huge, like you go on 45 minutes just to get through Atlanta, just to get to your destination. Or I could just drive my normal 15 minutes and get everything there. You know what I'm saying? But maybe a lot of people don't think like I do at the same time. Maybe it's just a different mind frame. Yeah, the space that we're in.
It depends on
that's true. I'm curious, when it comes to owning a space, at this point, you don't necessarily have to cut hair, right?
Right.
Are you only cutting hair hair only because you enjoy it? Like, what's the reason of you still cutting hair at this point, especially since you're now getting into real estate, or you're in real estate, excuse me?
Yeah. Well, it's easy. It's easy money, and then I enjoy it at the same time. But then also too, I'm not rich, man. So like, you gotta keep doing. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
You know, sometimes people be like, well, you know, you have all these properties, you're doing well with real estate, you're doing well with the barbershop. It's like, why are you still cutting hair? Like, why not? Can you answer that question?
I mean, I definitely understand the reasoning behind still doing it.
Yeah.
You can never have too much money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think when I'm viewing things, I'm like, you still have 4 barbershops, right?
No, I don't.
So how many do you have currently? One barbershop. Why decrease in barbershop?
I downsize because, you know, it's just like staffing. It's like anything else. You know, once you staffing, it's kind of hard to people, you know, keep the booths filled. So, you know, hence why I downsized to one barbershop.
Got you. It was like a staffing or retention?
Well, it's more of that. Plus, you know, barbers are different.
Why you said, what do you think about that?
I mean, you know, they all have something different going on. You know, different personalities. You know, it's like it's a trade, and it's like people do trades for different reasons. There's a reason why people, you know, do construction, or there's a reason why people cut hair. They may have a background, or they may have something else going on that you know they don't want to have to go through a streamlined process to get hired on to a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Were you still managing those 4 barbershops yourself? You didn't have like an intermediary between you and the
I didn't. You know, I probably could have did better if I would have had a better system in place. I was young, you know. I'll blame it on that part.
You know, got you. So it was like a lack of knowledge type of situation.
Absolutely.
Got you. So would you increase?
At this point where I'm at, probably not, because of the knowledge I've been gained over the years. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, this is true. So what are you more interested in now? Is it just the real estate side, or like more than just that?
Real estate side, developing, becoming a GC, you know.
Got your general contractor and everything.
Taking it to a whole nother level. Gotcha. Yeah. So, you know, currently I've been buying land and stuff like that because I want to get it to develop.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm now more interested in mindset when it comes to you as a business owner. Of course, it hasn't always been easy, right? So I want to kind of move to the dark side of entrepreneurship for a moment. Like, how was it on the worst? Like, what was the worst day in your industry, in the barbershop industry?
Like I said before, it's just more of just trying to keep barbers. But, you know, to be honest with you, man, I haven't had a slow run.
Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't had a slow run.
I've had barbershop is only growing, so
yeah. And honestly, man, this is recession proof. Even during, you know, times where I used to hear people crying about the economy, this and that. I can't even, you know, attest to it because I'm like, I don't feel it. You know what I mean?
How was it in 2020 then?
Feel good.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. It was crazy. And then, you know, not even to mention, you know, people had all this money out here. It was crazy.
That's true. Yeah. People like have way, it's at least double or triple the amount of them that they had. For sure.
Was flowing.
That was a passionate thing to say. You said it was flowing.
Oh, yeah. It was flowing.
Yeah. Man, I could only imagine. I mean, we did well in 2022. I mean, because we were obviously on the digital side in regards, we were trading. We're traders. They're traders family.
Okay.
We were trading. So like when 2020 happened, we were like, oh, we'll just, instead of being part-time traders, we'll just be full-time traders. You know what I mean? But how was it? Because, you know, brick and mortar, people weren't really going in to see other people.
Yeah.
So how, like, did you have to adapt to whatever that was going on? Or did you have to go to people's houses? Or did you have to be more mobile? Or just people just still walk into buildings and was just like, forget it?
Yeah, absolutely. People were literally, once they told us we can open back up, you know, people just started coming back in. I mean, we put measures in place, but, you know, we masked up and made sure everything was clean. I met with all my barbers and put some, you know, measures in place. But man, for the most part, man, we kept going.
Got you. So, of course, when everything closed down, y'all closed down.
Absolutely.
Got you. So how was business at that point in time?
You know, at that point in time, it was just, you know, it was zero. It was nothing.
So we got you.
So at that point in time, you know, I was able to go a little harder with my real estate at that point.
How were you getting into real estate during that time? Like, how was that a thing? Like, how do you still visit the spaces? Do you just view it online, or do you have a mentor at the time teaching you what to look for? Like, how did that work out during 2020?
Nah, man. So a lot of properties I buy them just like they are. And I flip them just like they are.
Oh, wow. He was just like, well, 20,000. All right, let's 40,000. That's actually funny.
Yeah.
That's actually, because it's not a traditional thing that people usually, usually they'll say, oh, buy renovated, make it better looking, yes, and then sell it for like 10x the price. But in your case, you're just like, doesn't matter how it looks. So for example, if it was 20,000 that you bought it and you did it for 40,000, you'd be making a $20,000 profit on your end.
Correct.
I feel like I'm in the wrong industry.
No, you're not.
I'll lie to you.
You're not. You're the Rockefeller, man.
I mean, they have real estate too, though. They have real estate too. So, I mean, we definitely, are big in the family business space right now. We're more looking at buying businesses than, of course, the real estate side of things. Of course, when I get my first crib, I'm going to get like a fourplex and get into real estate that side of things.
Right.
But I don't know too much about wholesaling, buying and flipping and all that type of space. I know about getting into business, though. That's where I do know.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I told you, I buy them just like they are, sell them just like they are. And a lot of times I make more money than the person who probably buying it to flip.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But it's all about knowledge and knowing how to go about doing it that route,
Can you tell the audience, like, if you could give a quick synopsis, like a quick tutorial on like how you buy and flip houses, like what would you say? Let's say a new person were to come up and say, hey, I'm interested in getting into it. What would you tell them?
Well, that's a loaded question, but it's because one thing about real estate, there are a lot of moving parts to it. And so if you're not knowledgeable or don't understand the lingo, those are the first things you want to, get involved with. You want to learn, you need to learn the lingo. You see, I'm a real estate agent as well. I got my real estate license back here in 2005. Well, actually 2006, I'm sorry. But I learned a lot from being an agent,
right,
and I was able to transition that over to being an investor. And that's how I was able to get more savvy with...
makes sense.
Yeah, with sales.
Just learning at first.
Absolutely. So I would tell them hey, go get your real estate license. After you get your real estate license, you start meeting people, you start learning more about the business. It's not more so just to get your real estate license or to be an agent to go sell. It's to get acclimated to the information.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because there's a lot of information that a lot of people, have no knowledge of. And so what typically happens is people get caught up in what someone else is doing. And they're trying to mimic that person, but they don't even know how that person got to the point where they're at.
Right.
So I think it's one of those things where you got to start where you are and work from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So information first, knowing the language of money, which I call it that way, and then networking, and then getting into like the space.
That's all.
Gotcha. Okay. You said something just now where you were like, I can't remember how you said it, but it made me want to ask what OG mode was like for barbershop was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how were you before you got into barbershop? What were you doing? All those great things.
Are you talking about high school, college,
wherever you want to start?
Yeah.
What do you feel is the most interesting part of your life? That's where I want to start.
Everything about my life is interesting, man. Growing up with single mom, raising 3 kids, me being a badass, all that. So,
of course. So yes, part of growing up as a man for sure.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be normalized, but
for sure, of course not.
Yeah, but that's how I grew up. It was a little rough for us. And so I took it on the chin. Everything I learned a lot, from cutting grass to just trying to make $1 because my mom was struggling, trying to make ends meet. And so from there, I think a lot of those just learning that coming up helped me along the way, to where I'm at, to this day. So just the struggle, man. I think struggling and getting to this point where I'm at, that's what keep me going. That's why people say, hey, you still cutting? Yeah, I'm still cutting. I'm not stopping because I got a lot of big dreams.
Yeah, of course.
And so in order to obtain those big dreams, you got to keep going. You got to keep money flowing. You got to keep it coming.
Yeah, that's good. How do you think, because you did mention your struggle helped in your current situation now, what exactly did the struggle, quote unquote, what exactly did that do for you today? What are some things that you went through that was related to, this is something that I've struggled with and I could persevere?
Well, like I said, just watching my mom work those 3 jobs, it was enough for me to see that, hey, I know I didn't want to be in that situation. You know, my mom working 3 jobs, you know, trying to raise 3 kids and 1 kid in college and us 2 back here in grade school. And so I think just watching her, you know, persevere and like seeing how she's like the epitome of you know, hard work and dedication, you know, and I think I got that gene, like real honest. So yeah.
I mean, that's dope, man. The fact that, you know, you were able to leverage your past to be able to be in a successful situation now where you're able to not only, you're not just impacting you at this point, you're impacting other people because now you get into real estate. You know, the barbershop, on the barber, that's impacting people every day. The transformations nowadays is wild. You feel what I'm saying? So let's be honest. I'm actually curious, what is the funniest barbershop experience that you've had ever? First thing that comes to mind.
I don't know. That's hard to say because it's so much.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's so much, and I can't think of nothing off the top of the dome, man. But it's always something that's happening in the barbershop, man.
Okay, give me one thing that instead of like being the most popular one, what's one thing that you remember being or still as being a barber, like in the past, that you're like, oh, this is wild. Like maybe the craziest haircut, someone's hairline was crooked, or like, what would you say, like the first thing that comes to mind that you're like, that's crazy?
I remember we had this one barber in the shop, and we were getting ready to close up, and I don't know, the dude he was cutting, I guess he was on a different type of time. So the barber in the shop, he wasn't the best barber. Okay, yeah. And so like, dude in the chair was like, man, I'm telling you, bro, you better not mess my head up, because he was taking a long time cutting his hair. And when I tell you, literally, man, I looked at one of my other barbers, I look over at him, he gonna tell something, I'm about to go, man, I'll let y'all. Like, hold on, where you going?
He did not want to be in that.
Yeah, because dude was on a different type of time, man. He had a gun on him and everything.
Oh, yeah, I would have been out too.
Well, yeah, it was different.
I would have been like,
yeah. But
that's a whole plan right there. No,
but it didn't go down like that, man. He you know, I guess he took that one on the chin and just got on everybody. Yeah, so that was different.
Yeah. We you know, we don't play about our headline. That's the important part for her.
But you got to get you a barber and stick with him, man. Don't be just bouncing around, just going from person to person just cause, you know, it's convenient.
I'm curious. I don't think I've ever asked a barber or anyone this. I feel like we just trial and error, but like, how would you vet a good barber?
References.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, you see somebody that got a nice cut. I mean, I know a lot of men have pride issues. They don't want to ask somebody else, cut your hair up, huh? But man, you know, it is what it is. You see somebody with a fresh cut. First you ask, you know, you get that reference, and then you find out because here's the thing, man, about barbers. You may have a great barber, right? But he might not, you know, he might not honor your time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Definitely have barbers like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of barbers out there that's like that. I see it all the time. They don't honor your time. Like me, I honor your time. That's why I can sit and tell you I can cut 20 hairs in a day because I honor time. In 30 minutes max, you gone, you're out. At $50. And most of my clients pay me more than 50 because
not only $1 an hour right there.
Well, not only do they respect you know, who I am as a person, but, you know, also a mutual respect. They respect my time, I respect their time. You know, I think a lot of times guys have egos, you know, like man, how can you have an ego if, you know, you serving people? You can't have an ego if you in a service industry.
For sure.
You know, nobody cares how great you cut. Like, nobody cares how good you are. I mean, good barbers out here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? What are you providing that the next barber is not providing? You get what I'm saying?
How to do that though? How can you determine as a barber? Because it's the same thing as temp fade. There's a drop fade. There's a mid. There's a high. Like, how can you differentiate yourself as a barber? How does a person do that? Getting into the industry.
Like I said, you do that by, again, honoring people's time. I know some barbers will go over and beyond. When you first start, sometimes you have to go over and beyond. But I mean, yeah, every barber cuts different, because there are different types of heads, you got oval shape, round shape, box shape, you see all types, but it's a matter of, just being skillful in the industry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what about social media? As you barbers now on social media it's like a huge thing, new level now. Like I don't even know who started it. I don't know if it was what's his name, 360 Jeezy back in the day, who started it, or all these other people that but
How did they get on the radio? Huh? Well, or how did they get all these streams? Well, they doing something that you said
doing something right. How many times would you suggest someone to post on social media?
Man, I would say whatever it is, just come up with a strategy and a schedule if that's what you plan to do. But 3-4 times a week, it will suffice, I feel like. But some people feel like they gotta post like 2-3 times a day. At that point, you need to ramp up your content if you plan on doing it like that.
Yeah.
Or just resurface some of the stuff that you have already.
Got you. Oh, like repurposing and reposting and all that other things.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
Like your old content that you have.
I do that like every 90 days or something like that. I'm not like there's a person that who was it? I can't even remember the name right now off the top of my head. But there was a person that literally only created 90 days, never posted ever again. But every 90 days he just reposts the same stuff.
Yeah.
And just he never posted ever.
Yeah.
And he would and of course you post 90 days straight, something's gonna go viral. It's just inevitable. It's, as long as you do it every day for 90 days straight. And he would just post the same videos. He never posted ever again. He would just repost the same videos every 90 days. That's a great strategy. I never got never got to create content never again. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he does it like maybe once a year or something like that, to kind of keep it fresh. But I mean, you do it, or maybe every 6 months or something like that. But when you only post, you only post or at least film twice a year, let's say, but never post ever again, and you just constantly reposting stuff.
Right.
That's easy. That's easy peasy right there.
If it's great content.
If it's great content, of course. Right. Yeah. Right. I wouldn't suggest that probably starting out.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do, let me just only do 90 days and then repost it. And if none of those performed in those 90 days, and there's no reason for you to continue reposting those things.
I remember talking to this multi-millionaire when TikTok just took off.
Yeah.
And he told me he saw my content on YouTube and he was like, man, you have great content. He was like, but here's what I'll suggest to you to do. He said, you need to get on TikTok. And I was like, for real? He was like, yes. He said, you need to take your YouTube content, break it down. And that's what I did. And my TikTok went crazy.
How many followers do you have on TikTok?
About
175,000. What's crazy is I don't think I've ever gone all in on TikTok. I have a team where they could just post and go all in. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I've kept them accountable on posting on TikTok. I've been blowing up on Instagram and finally picking up on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? I feel like going on all platforms nowadays, individually, it's a lot.
It is.
To post, okay, let me just post on Instagram then. Let me just go ahead and use the same video and post on TikTok. I forgot. We also got Instagram, YouTube Shorts now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now they came out with X. You see, and I'm sorry, not X, Threads. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now I got to make sure I'm posting on stories. Now I got to make sure my highlights are always updated every 90 days to make sure my stuff is straight. There's so many different things on social media that one person does not have all the time to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
we got AI now. So AI making itself.
With the editing and stuff?
Or everything. AI, you can drop a video in AI and it populates your caption.
Oh, yeah.
Your subtitles.
I mean, yeah. I think it's more of just the distribution of things.
But also, it allows you to post on all of the social media platforms as well. So
yeah, we have this, what is it called? This software now that we recently shipped it to. Called Metricool or whatever.
Okay.
Right? And it allows us to post on every single platform. I think known to man at this point. But I feel like there's platforms out there I've never even heard of before that's social media.
Yeah.
I think it's Asia based. You got social media nowadays that are just prone to only Asia or Europe. They're just known in those countries. And I've never even heard of them ever in my life. But I started trying to post on there, right? But at the same time, it's like a billionaire, right? A billionaire focused on one thing, right? Got really, really good at that one thing, right? And like, of course, think of it like a cup overflows it with water, focus on that one thing, and then when it starts pouring out, now you got to start pouring into different streams or different, streams of income in that sense, right? I think of it that way when it even comes to social media. If I just focus on one thing at a time, and then when I get so good at that one thing and I master that one thing, then I can kind of distribute on other platforms. But because I feel like when you're first starting out, I wouldn't post on every platform. Maybe I'd probably start on TikTok first, if I were to be honest, because it's just so easy and prone to go viral and get more eyeballs.
It was
like especially in the beginning. Oh no, it was crazy.
That's why he said get on it like yesterday, because it was gonna slow down at some point, and it did.
Yeah, it definitely did. I went viral on accident. I posted a video. I think I was only posting 3-4 times a week. You said, and I had one video got 200,000 views. I said, when in the world did this happen? I was just scrolling on TikTok. This is literally, I think it was a month or two after it happened. No, 90 days after TikTok came out. And I only posted 5 videos.
Yeah.
First 5 videos. One of them got like 11,000 views. Another one got like maybe 1,000 or 2. And then another one got like 250,000 views. I'm like, what in the world did I just do? I actually wasn't even, that was like my first time like testing content. I didn't really know content was like that huge of a thing. Nowadays is business all day on content.
Yeah. I think once you learn or understand how to go viral, I think it's easier for you to do it. So
for sure, yeah.
It's like me, I know how to go viral. I know, what makes people, because, at some point you get knowledgeable and you study it and you're like, oh, that video did good, or this video didn't do that well. So I think you start understanding how to go viral, what your audience like.
Yeah. I know how to go viral on Instagram. But TikTok, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about TikTok, man. I posted every style of content. I even tried redoing the content that went 200 and some odd thousand views. I'm not going to say that, mind you, I didn't go all in trying to figure it out like I did with like Instagram or YouTube, of course. Like, I'm pretty sure that if I were to like completely focus my attention only on TikTok, I could figure out what would make it go viral. But Instagram is way more converting to me than TikTok. Now, of course, you got TikTok Shop, but all that would be selling is books, right? You feel what I'm saying? I don't think it'd be like I'm trying to get book calls. How's that going to happen on TikTok? Right. But you'd be able to tell me more about it because do you get more, what platform gets you more business than anything else?
It's crazy because at first it was TikTok, but now it's Instagram. So it's a little bit of both. And then YouTube also. Yeah. So I have about a little over 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, just working on trying to get better and, releasing content and just understanding what my people like.
All right.
So. Yeah, and then, TikTok, I get a lot of, people on there. Well, but you get, sometimes on certain platforms, you get more serious people.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. Which one do you think is less serious?
TikTok.
That's what I thought. Another reason why I haven't gone all in on TikTok. That's literally another reason why I haven't done it. I knew it was TikTok. Because Instagram is straight business. People go on there. Yeah. It's a resume to even get jobs.
Yeah, they know.
You know what I'm saying?
They know exactly what they want.
Yeah, they know. They looking for what they want on TikTok. As soon as YouTube.
YouTube also.
YouTube, I would view YouTube higher than Instagram. Yeah, 100%. When YouTube is moving, it's not stopping. Yeah, it's there forever. It's evergreen, what I like to call it. Man, I think I only got 2.5K subscribers on YouTube right now. But there's this one video that's starting to pick up 4 months later.
Yeah, it happens like that too.
It literally had like 100 views, 200 views. I was live streaming, and then now I got like 4K. I'm like, every 2 or 3 days I get a comment saying they want to work with me. I'm telling you, every 2 to 3 days, I'm getting a comment. What made this pop off?
It happens like that, man. I get it. So
You had that video happen? You've had it where something popped off on your YouTube as well?
I've had a video a year later.
Dang.
Yeah, like I got a video right now because I invest in tax liens and stuff like that.
Right.
I got a video on YouTube. It went viral when I posted it, but it resurfaced, and I haven't. It's not like I went and reposted the video
Or like changed the thumbnail or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's just going crazy.
Yeah.
People making comments, and I'm like, this is an old video, probably like maybe 2 years, going on 2 years now. Wow, yeah,
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, social media is such a huge thing. I remember when YouTube just came out, it definitely wasn't like how it is now. 100%. It was like cat videos and I think like comedians or something like that. Like some funny videos or whatever. I can't remember. It's just time has literally changed over 20 some odd years.
yeah. It's a real digital asset.
It literally is.
Just like you were talking about the book earlier, that's the same way with content. Yeah.
100%. Do you find it mandatory for barbers to get on social media, or do you have it as an option?
Oh, well, that's nothing that I make mandatory. Like, my guys, I just ask them, just a little small stuff. Cause I ain't into micromanaging. I'm like, hey man, y'all come in here, make sure you're respectful. I don't like all that cursing and stuff like that. But other than that, man, we, even on the music, I have the cursing off on the music. I'm in the business for the long haul, man. I ain't in it for a short term. Gotcha. Some people in it for a short time just to make a buck, man. But I'm in it because I've been in it for a long time. This is a way of life for me.
So that's nice. So I always ask my guests every time I hop out here, one question at the end of the video, right? And I ask them, like, where do you see yourself 10, 20 years from now, from today? Where do you see yourself at that point?
That's a great question.
And how much money do you make?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know what the future holds, but what I do know is some things that I have in place I would like to accomplish. You mentioned buying businesses. I want to, or me and my wife, we plan to invest in a few franchises. And so, that's going to be our way out. Yes. Yeah. So that's the plan for that.
That's true recession proof right there. That in real estate, true recession proof.
Absolutely.
100%.
So yeah, we plan to do that. We in the process of building our dream home right now.
That's done.
So, I don't know what the future holds because I work with my head down, and, to me, success is in the journey. A lot of times, people want to know how you get to that point. Where it's like, that's just how I work. I'm not looking for no accolades. I ain't out here trying to be the most popular person or trying to, please other people. It's just about me and my family, getting to that next level. So yeah, man, I don't know what 10 to 15 years hold. I know what plans I have in place right now. Gotcha. But I don't plan to be, busting my tail working like crazy. That's for sure.
How many hours would you like to work a week?
You saying in the next 10 to 15 years?
Yeah. Say you're working, let's say, barbershop wise, 3 days. How many hours do you work in real estate this week or in a week?
It totally depends because, if I got projects going, then I'm real busy. But, if I don't have any projects going, maybe a tenant move out, then that will make me get busy. But other than that, it's like, it's just kind of sitting around, waiting around to see you get what's licks. And so it depends. My last flip I did was back here in December. So, with the interest rate so high, you didn't flip anything. I just, kind of sell silent and shield. So
interest rates is crazy right now.
Yeah, real crazy.
Man, that's crazy. Huh?
What do you anticipate for, I was going to ask them a question in reference to the market, in the real estate market now. What do you think the interest rates are getting ready to go to? What can somebody do if they want to get started in tax flipping and things like that? So Marcus asked the question so it doesn't seem like...
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'll re-ask because they can't hear or whatever, but yeah, like what would you say, what do you see in the tax market? Like, how would you say someone to get into real estate?
You referring to tax liens?
Tax liens, yes.
Yeah, well, again, knowledge, information. I offer that myself. I have not only an online course, but I also have where I do, well, I'm actually in the process of doing a tour because I'm not getting away from online, but I just want to be more personable with people because like I told you, then there's noisy. Yeah, so sure. And it's crowded. It's a crowded space. So I want to bring people, actually bring them together and teach them the tax lien game. So I would say, hey, come holler at me if you want to learn that part of real estate. But because it's a lot of moving parts in the tax lien game as well.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of investing in Alabama. Alabama have over the counter tax liens. Well, you have to go try to, go through a bid amount. Yeah, you know, all that stuff like that. So me personally, like, yeah, I'll, entertain Georgia tax liens, but for the most part, I do a lot of my investing in Alabama. And that's how I've been able to build a $1 million real estate portfolio.
So that's what I wanted to hear. So that man said $1 million in real estate portfolio.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
I mean, a lot of people don't, especially in our culture, don't even reach that number.
Yeah.
I think it's the top 1% nowadays, at least by 2022, was 507,000. Of course, it's probably double now because of inflation.
Yeah. But here's the thing to that, man. Like, I bought my first house in 2006. I still own that house to this day.
You putting time in.
Yeah. I still own that house and it done appreciated. I think my payoff on the house now is like maybe 50, 60,000. I rent it out for $1,750 at the moment. And I got a mortgage of like $450 or something like that. So, me buying that house so young, at a young age, and I'll never forget, there was a lady who came into that real estate office. She was an older lady, and she told me, she said, baby, whatever you do, buy a house when you young. And that stuck with me, and it's still stuck in my brain to this day, And she knew before anyone else did. She knew because she had a few of them herself, and she was like, baby, that's going to be your retirement. And I mean, that thing that made me so much money plus on,
That's crazy. Look, man, I appreciate you let me dap you up. I appreciate you for hopping on, man. That's definitely love for you to be able to come through and get some knowledge to our people. Tell them where they can find you, see how they can tap in with you.
Yeah, I'm Multi Real Estate Guy on Instagram, YouTube, and also TikTok. Beyond the Clippers.
Y'all heard it from the best, man. Y'all know every time I say this on every podcast, you got to tap in. All right. Think of this as a personal referral. All right. This is what we do on the podcast. We educate you on how you can build generational wealth for you and your family. All right. So let's go ahead, tap in, follow my friend. Make sure that you actually follow him though. Don't just say you're going to follow him. All right. So make sure y'all leave a comment. Tell me in the comments what you all think that your favorite part of this podcast is. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.